In this video, I'm just going to discuss, some differences between men and women drivers. Neither one is really better than the other. I'm just going to discuss some differences. Also, what you're seeing here, these fish and the snails. When I become president of the United States, that's going to be my new cabinet. Also, when I become president, I'm going to discuss a few things, gun laws and driving tests. I'll do that in this video a little bit later on. But anyways, let's discuss a few different. It's not going to be thorough. You can discuss some in the comment sections if you want. Look at my future cabinet, just swimming around enjoying themselves. But anyways, there's some differences. You've ever noticed that women tend to drive slow. They take their time at lights. When it turns green, it takes them a little longer to go. They don't seem to pay too much attention, especially when they're in a mall or a parking lot. They go a little faster than they should, or they ignore yield. You have a mall that tells you, they're going this way. You're going this way. You have the right to make the turn. They're stop at a stop sign. They'll just go. They aren't going to stop for you. That's, let's face it. That seems to be what women do. Men, on the other hand, I've noticed when they're at a stop sign, it turns green, they're going to still sit there. But unlike women, men will panic at a red light. Yes, panic. They will not go until they look at both cars next to them and see that they're going. Then at that point, they will proceed. I've seen some men, they get upset when the light turns green because they're pissed off that they have to actually go at a green light. They want to sit and wait longer. Another thing I noticed about male drivers, especially older drivers, is that if they're going so slow, they're itching slow down the road. You try to go around them, they'll speed up to prevent you from going around them. That's purely a man thing. And of course, I want to be honest with you. Whenever I think that women suck at driving, women are horrible drivers, all of a sudden I come across a bunch of male drivers that are far worse. And then of course when I start thinking about maybe men are worse, well then of course I come across a bunch of female drivers that of course prove me wrong again. And so really I say they both are not the best. Now of course not everybody's that bad, as I just described. There's a whole lot more I could put in, like how men are more likely to be aggressive and get road rage. And of course if you're driving slow, you're not as safe as you think, because you can get rear-ended, people cut you off, slam their brakes right in front of you. And not to mention the fact you're causing people behind you to get overly aggressive and just pull out in front of another car and cause an accident. Of course, I know some of you don't care. That's why you're driving super slow anyways, right? But anyways, let's go to my president thing. As I said, this is my future cabinet. I want to discuss, first off, new driving laws. Driving test laws. First off, every time a person gets their driver's license, which is going to be every 6 years, throughout the country, you're going to have to take a driving test. You'll have to take a driving course once every decade, a driving course. Before you can even get your first driver's license, you have to either do it in high school, college, or whatever. You're going to have to take a driving course, driving education course. Dang it. You'll have to take a driving education course. No ands, ifs, or buts about that. You're basically going to learn the way the police learn. And as for gun laws, you're going to have to, well, I've said that in another video before, if you lose your guns, you can't buy another gun for another year. You lose twice, 5 years. After that, 3 times, you can't get another gun. Also, another rule is any city or state that prevents their citizens from owning guns or having concealed weapons permits, you will lose federal funding. This is also for education. If you do not allow evolution or science to be taught in your classrooms, same thing. Or you try to disrupt the teaching of evolution. Thanks. Feel free to like, subscribe, or comment watching my other videos. Thanks.